I want to ask you one question. So since we agree that slavery happened to so-called black people, history proves it, do we deserve to be repaid back for all that unpaid time? Would you agree?
I agree.
That's the reparations that America refuses to give us. Every time we bring in the conversation, they go, oh, that was in the past, don't worry about it. Now my question is, how much do you think they owe us? Is it a certain amount of cash? Is it land? What do you think they owe us?
I'd rather have money.
Okay, you'd rather have money. Why?
Money's better than land. I like money.
Okay, so money gives you land. So you can use money to buy land. Give me Ecclesiastes 10. I think it's verse 19 where it says it's a defense. 10 and 18. So we're going to read something in the Bible. It will be good to get repaid money. However, I'm going to go a little further into what exactly did we lose in slavery. Because we didn't just lose out on unpaid time. Read what you got. Ecclesiastes 10 and 19.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 19.
Bring it up.
A feast is made for laughter.
So when you throw a party, it's to have a good time. Read.
And wine maketh merry.
You can drink wine, you can drink, but the Bible says drink responsibly. Now, if you have a problem with drinking responsibly, we encourage you don't drink at all. But if you're responsible enough, drink, but drink in responsibility. Don't lose your mind to the alcohol. Read.
But money answereth all things.
Money answereth all things. So like you said, if we get repaid money, we can buy land that we need as a people, correct?
Sure.
Now, I'm going to ask you, I want Deuteronomy 28, and then I want verse 32. What we lost in slavery was not just unpaid time. They stole the land from us too, so we did lose the land. But we lost everything. Our people, our culture, our history. Our kids were kidnapped. The wives were raped. Can you imagine if... Are you married right now? Are you married right now? You have a wife?
No, single, man.
Okay. Well, I have a wife. So I look at the history and I ask myself, if a man kicked in my door, raped my wife, and made me watch, can he repay me and we're even now?
No.
So I need a little more than money. Because what happened in slavery was not just the loss of money and land, it was the loss of my damn dignity, of my self-respect. Now, my wife gets raped by the slave master, and I couldn't stop her. Does she have the same respect for me that she had the day before?
No.
Now I've lost the power in my own house. Giving me a check doesn't automatically give me those things back. We want everything that was taken from us, and that's what the Bible talks about. Hold what you got. Give me Job chapter 30, verse 16. The Bible says we're owed the entire earth. To repay us for the freedom, for the money, for the power, for the influence they got off of our backs, we are owed the entire planet. This map right here shows just a piece of the transatlantic slave trade. The people in America aren't the only ones that made money. Some of this money went back to Europe.
I know.
Some of this money went back to Africa.
It did.
Because we're not all African.
Right.
We got picked up from over there, but we're not all the same people. Right. So when we start talking about who owes us for slavery, it's not just an American problem. The entire earth needs to be involved in this discussion. Because they all played a part. Read what you got.
The book of Job, chapter 30 and verse 16. And now my soul is poured out upon me. The days of affliction have taken hold upon me.
The days of what?
The days of affliction have taken hold upon me.
So this is where the days of our affliction took hold of us as a people. When you saw this picture earlier, give me Jeremiah 30:16 now. When you saw this picture, you said this was appalling. I agree. To be whipped so bad that the scar tissue is now the top of your skin. What could he have possibly done that was so egregious?
Nothing.
And then, when we look up the history, what we'll find out is, oh, he might have learned how to read. And that might have been what they beat him for.
Indefensible.
Indefensible. Indefensible. Read what you got.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 16. Therefore, all they that devoured thee.
Therefore, all they that did what? They devoured us in slavery. They took our life, our livelihood, our self-respect, our dignity, our land, and our money. They did take all of that. They took everything from us. So the Bible says they devoured us. Read.
Shall be devoured.
What's the prophecy for those people? Read.
Shall be devoured.
So So in 2023, when America's trying to figure out why are things not happening the way they should happen, it's because God's prophecies are coming forth. Now the bill is due. It's like when I go to a restaurant and I order food. Eventually, I have to pay for that food. If I try to dine and dash, what happens? I can get arrested, I can go to jail. They'll say, hey, that was wrong. You came in the restaurant, you got what you wanted, now you have to pay for that thing. Here, they came in our house, they kicked in our door, they took advantage of us, our people, our nation. Guess what they have to do, Kenneth? They have to pay for that. But how God says they have to pay is not what we think they should pay. Some of our people are arguing for money, which is fine, I understand that. But we got to go into a deeper conversation. They don't owe us just money. How do you repay back the time? How do you repay back when you killed black men and they were innocent? When a white woman accused him of rape and it wasn't even true? How do we bring him back from the dead so he can live the rest of his life? They have to repay with the same thing they did to us. They have to repay by serving us the way we had to serve them. That's what the Bible talks about. Read that again.
Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 16. Therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
Shall be what?
Shall be devoured.
Shall be is prophecy. So let's read the prophecy on will they be devoured. Give me Revelations chapter 13 verse 9. All we're doing is reading what the Bible says. We want repayment for what happened to us as a people. Even people that don't believe in the Bible. So say for example, we close the Bible for a minute. If I talk to a random black person, they'll say, yeah, we're owed something for slavery. So this is something that you don't even got to believe in the Bible to understand we're supposed to be repaid for what we did. But now what we're doing is opening the Bible and proving that God agrees that we're supposed to be repaid. Read what you got.
The book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9. If any man have an ear.
If any man have a what?
If any man have an ear.
Every human that walks up and down the sidewalk has two ears, not just one. So God's not saying, do you have ears on your head? Can you hear what he's putting down? If you have an ear, read.
Let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity.
He is talking about a race of people. If you enslave somebody, because remember, under God, it was eye for an eye, right? So if you do something to somebody, what has to happen to you? That same thing. So if you took somebody into slavery, ready?
He that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity.
Like it said in Jeremiah, he that devoured us shall be devoured. Him that took us into captivity shall go into captivity. Ready?
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
He that killeth into captivity. If we say, hey, look, I don't want to be your slave, what would they do? If I said I didn't want to be your slave, what would they do to us? They would kill us. So they would kill us with the sword. Read that again.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
You can't truly be sorry for slavery until you've experienced it yourself. That's right. God says they have to experience what they did to us. That's how you even begin to go, wow, I was really wrong for that. My ancestors were really wrong for that. You said the word earlier, you said indefensible. I agree. But how about every time you bring it up, they try to come up with a defense? Oh, well, that wasn't me. Oh, well, that was so long ago. I mean, well, we don't really know who the slaves' descendants are today. They always come up with a line of defenses for something that is indefensible. Just admit that's indefensible.
That's right.
Why do you think they can't do that?
Do.
Hey, you said
my ancestors were slaves.
Right.
And my maternal great-grandmother slave on Lincoln.
Right there. So, right, John Wilkes Booth, right? Assassinated Abraham while he was at a play. I think it was. He was watching a play.
He was at Lord Theater in Washington, D.C. on April 15, 1865. He was shot at 10:15 p.m.
So now, why do you think he was assassinated? What do you think he was assassinated for? Because you mentioned the guy that killed him was a racist. I agree.
John Wilkes Booth.
Okay, so he was a racist. What was he mad about? Why was he shooting him in the head? Oh, he was mad that me and you, humans with arms and legs, were allowed to start behaving like we have arms and legs.
On January 1st, 1865.
Right, the Emancipation Proclamation.
1863, the Emancipation Proclamation.
Right. And that was supposed to have, set us free as people, right?
He was assassinated
So now,
2 years later.
when did we actually get civil rights, though? It was like 1964, 65? Why did it take them almost 100 years to even start respecting us? It was already signed into a law, right? It was signed by a president, an executive order.
Executive order.
But white supremacy, being a racist, is so powerful, they said, I don't care if it's a law, I'm still gonna oppress you. So now we have, right after that, you got the black codes, you got Jim Crow, you got the civil rights era. Well, we continued as a people to still have to say, hey, didn't y'all sign something 100 years ago that said you can't do this to me anymore? These people are the devil the Bible speaks of. I want the book of Habakkuk 2 and 4. When you call somebody the devil, you're saying they're a deceiver or they're a liar. It takes a liar for this to happen and then for to act like there's nothing they have to do to pay for that thing. It takes a liar for them to take the image of Jesus Christ, which in the Bible is described as looking like me and you, with hair like wool, skin like burnt brass. It takes a liar to take this picture, paint it, and go, here's Jesus. Here's what he looks like. If they're willing to lie about this, of course they're going to lie about slavery. Now when we bring up slavery, they say, well, white people went to slavery too. Where? When? Please show it to me. If it happened, show it to me. They're a bunch of liars. They don't want to pay for what they've done to me and you and our people. What you got?
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright.
How you doing, sis? I see your shirt says choose joy. What we're out here to do is to spread the gospel, to choose joy for our people. In this society, they have not chosen joy for us. They've chosen oppression. They've chosen kill in the street. They've chosen school to prison pipeline. They've chosen abortion clinics in our neighborhoods. They don't choose joy for us. Why do you think that is? They don't choose joy for us because we're reading. What you got right here? I want you to read one verse, sis. Read.
The book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 4.
This is in the Bible. God is describing a group of people. Read.
Behold, his soul. His soul. His soul.
At his very core. Read.
Which is lifted up.
He's prideful. You can't tell the white man nothing. He think he invented sliced bread. When I'm pretty sure guarantee you it was probably a black slave that did that. Read.
His soul, which is lifted up, is not upright.
His soul is what?
Is not upright.
At his core, he ain't right. Let me give you an example. They don't use washcloths. They ain't right. They put the soap right on their body. That is nasty. My mama would have slapped me in the back of my head for doing that.
Right.
What you got, sis? Yes, ma'am. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, yes, ma'am. I understand. I used to have to ride the bus to work. I understand. Sis, call our number on the back of that flyer, okay? Okay, all praises. Yeah, I know on Saturdays the bus only runs like once an hour. That's weird. Yes, ma'am. Our Sabbath's today. Friday evening and Saturday evening. Hey, sis, we got a church. Please come, okay? We got our wives there, our mothers, our grandmothers. Join us, okay? All right, sis.
They got it wrong. Sunday is not the Sabbath.
They do, that's correct. Sunday's not the Sabbath.
That's right.
That's something else that they lied about. Give me Psalms chapter 68. 68 verse 5. Where it says they were born from they were estranged from the womb speaking lies. So that's something else that was lied about in these churches. Right. And not only, see, it's easy to go, I'm just going to point the finger at Christianity. But no other religion tries to check Christianity. Right. Christianity says Sunday is God's day. Every religion goes, yeah, okay. Nobody's standing up for the truth of the Bible, what the Bible actually says. Right. The Sabbath day is today. Right. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown on your calendar, just to make it simple for you.
The book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb.
They are what from the womb?
They're estranged from the womb.
As soon as they're born, they ain't right. Read.
They go astray as soon as they be born. What? Speaking lies.
Do what?
Speaking lies.
So when a nice Caucasian white baby is born, that first cry they give is a lie. Yes. The Bible says as soon as they come out the womb, they start lying. When I ask them what color they are, they say white. You're not white. I say lie. That bus that just drove by is white. Right. What color are you, you damn demon? Right. They're just so used to lying, they don't even see the damn lie anymore. They're just so used to doing it.
They're poisoned poison is like the poison of a serpent.
And that lie is their poison. That's how they poison our minds and make us think that they're for us when they're really against us. For example, every time you go into the courthouse, it'll be a white judge, a white jury, the lawyer's white, and then the defendant is black. What's going to happen to that man? Guilty. Now you go in that same court, the judge is white, the lawyer's white, the jury's white. They have a white guy who shot up a store. What's going to happen to him? Not guilty. What the hell? What is going on here? It's happening right in front of our eyes, and then they give us the poison where they lie and go, that's not what you just saw. I know you pointed out all the obvious details that the courtroom was full of white people, and then this white person got off, but that's not what happened. See, what happened was, according to code section this and code section that, now they start, listen, don't be talking all this geometry. We talking truth and lies. And what happened was they lied about the truth. Read that again.
The book of Psalms, chapter 58 and verse 4. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent.
Their poison, their lies like the poison of a serpent. If the right state were to bite you, there's no way for us to save you. So what happens is, if we accept the right lie of white supremacy, for some of us in our mind, there's no way to save that person.
They are like the death adder. They are like the death adder.
They're like the snake that when it bites you is going to kill you. That's why it says the death adder. So the adder's a snake, and the death adder is a snake whose poison is strong enough to kill a man. So it says their lies are like that poisonous snake. Read.
That stoppeth the ear.
That do what?
That stoppeth the ear.
Now, because they lie to us, when you may be telling them the truth, Kenneth, you're like, look, we deserve to be repaid back for slavery. And you may know a friend or a family member that goes, well, I don't think that's true. Their ears have been stopped because they were told a lie somewhere else. Right. And now when you're telling them the truth, they argue against that.
Nation is men leading by example. Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord. His word